In bed. All right, good morning, ladies. Right, so it's the morning 9 a.m. stretch. Okay. We are going to start standing. We're going to start standing. Let me just readjust this. Right there. So what we are going to do is just stand, hip hinge. So we now run our hands down our thighs, keeping the back nice and straight. Don't force that back to be absolutely straight. There's no need. Just hip hinge your way right over, and your palms are now sliding down your legs all the way until you get to your ankles. If you can't get to your ankles, just pulse your hips a little bit, and then you'll find yourself going down a little bit more with that flexibility pulse, the dynamic part of the stretch. Once you are there, once you've got a good firm grip of your ankle, I would like you to pull yourself in to your legs. So that means you got to then bring your upper body and flush it to your thighs. So right now your back is just naturally bending the way it should bend. Don't think about your back being straight or anything like that. Just hold on tight to your ankles, grip, make those hamstrings feel welcomed as they kind of feel a little bit unwelcomed because they're kind of tight. Just invite them in. Invite them in. So slowly bring yourself even more towards your thigh. So you're feeling your upper body just settle on your thigh. Kind of mold into your thigh. And then from there, what you are going to do is run your hands back up in that reverse fashion. The same way that you came down is the same way that you're going to come up. So we come all the way up, we stand at the top, we allow the settling of the blood, and then our hands go all the way up, and then we lean back slightly. So we go into a supine stretch, opening up the abdomen, closing up a little bit of the lower spine, and then bring your hands down to the thigh again. And we're going to hip hinge over. So your hands should be on the front of your thigh, coming down past your knee, going down your shin. Your body has already conformed, so your body's already got the pattern. So it should be easier to get down to that position that you was in. Grab your ankle. Take a deep breath in through the nose, expand the belly, feel your belly go and touch on your thigh, and then expel the breath. As you expel the breath through your mouth, pull yourself in to that thigh. And then take another deep breath in through the nose, expand the belly, and then breathe all of that air out through the mouth. And whilst you breathe out, pull yourself more in to your thigh. Take another deep breath in through the nose, expand the belly, and breathe out through the mouth. Expel all that air out. Hold the breath, and then slowly make your way up whilst holding your breath. Slowly make your way up whilst holding your breath. Come to the top, breathe out, breathe as normal. And then raise your hands up again, go into another supine, lean back. Put your hands on top of your butt, bring your elbows in and lean back even more, supporting that lower back. Elbows nice and tight in. holding that stretch for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we relax, but we stand as we did in the beginning, and we go down again. We're going to go down more smoother now, bit more pace, and we're not going to grab the ankle. We're going to put the fingers on the floor, and then we're going to walk the fingers out until you get to the palms. So put your palms on the floor. And now we are in the downward dog. So what we want to be doing here is making sure our calves are being stretched by consciously putting our heels to the ground. Once we do that, once we pull our heels to the ground, some pressure will come off the wrist, the elbow, and the shoulders. That is what should happen. And then from there, whilst you've got those heels as close to the floor as you can, you're going to walk out a little bit further. Keep the heels flush, keep the heels flush. You're going to walk out a little bit further, and inevitably your heels will rise. Try and still pull them down. So straighten your leg. You're still in that downward dog position, although not ultimately in that V-like position. You're going slowly into a press-up position. And then what we do from here, we gently land our knees on the floor. Land our knees on the floor. I'm going to move back for the camera. And from here, you're going to outstretch the hands even more and push your palms to the floor and lean down so that your butt goes to your heels. And now we are in the prayer. So we're going to hold the prayer. As we are holding the prayer, we're going to tilt our hips to any side. Tilt it to any side. And then what will happen is your upper body will tilt and it will open up the opposing side of the back, the lat. And then you're going to lean into that back. As you lean into that back, that same side that you are stretching, the forearm is flush to the floor. And the other hand is still out straight, albeit stretched, but it's supporting you now. So you're getting a deep stretch on the opposing lat that is opposite the tilted hip. And we are going to hold that for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then you come back, you center yourself into that prayer stretch, and then you tilt the other side of the hip and you lean into that other side lat, the opposing lat. Lean into it. As you lean into it, you're going to have the same side forearm flush to the floor, and the opposing hand is the one that is supporting you, supporting your stability, supporting your center. And then slowly come to the middle, back to the prayer, and we're going to have both of our forearms on the floor. Then we're going to put one hand on the back of the neck. Our forehead is going to come down to the floor, and then we're going to put the other hand on the back of the neck. And now you are going into the armless prayer. And you're going to pull yourself back a bit, feeling the skin at the bottom of the tricep where it meets the elbow. Pull on that ground. As it's pulling, you're feeling your lats stretch out a bit more. Your lower back is feeling tight to a degree. So open up your knees a little bit more and then sit back down on your heels as far back as you can on your heels, and your lower back is going to open up. From there, your hands are going to go back out again. You're going to slightly elevate your body so that your forearms now are off the ground, but your palms are on the ground. And what you're going to do now is thread the needle. So one hand comes off the floor and it threads through that elevated arm. As it threads through, I want you to land it on the floor. Your upper body goes on the actual arm. Your head rests on the floor. And now you're getting a lat, rear shoulder, rib stretch. At the same time, your hips are now engaged and they can open up. Your palm, your outstretched palm on the side, can either be facing the rear or it can be facing up, depending on how you feel. If you wanted more of a stretch, you would kind of roll onto your arm a little bit more and you would open up your rear shoulder, rear trap, upper trap, but you might get a little pinch where the shoulder is meeting the chest and meeting the bicep. Just breathe through the nose, open up the belly, breathe out through the mouth, and that little pinch should subside. And from there, you're going to slowly drag the arm back up. Both palms are now flat on the floor. And you're going to thread the other arm under the elevated arm. And you're going to gently lean on your outstretched arm to the side. Apply pressure so that your lats are popped. Your rear shoulder is stretched. If you want more of a stretch, just roll onto the arm. Feel that lat being stretched. And then what we are going to do is slowly make our way back up so that our palms are on the floor again, our arms are elevated. We are in that semi-child's pose cat stretch. So, palms come a little bit back, sit more into your heels, and we go into a cat stretch. Go into a cat stretch. From there, what I'd like to do is pull one arm back. Whatever arm that you fancy bringing back, pull it all the way back, and I want you to touch your ankle with that hand. As one hand is on the ankle, the other hand is totally outstretched. I want you to outstretch it a little bit more. Get a nice deep lat, hip stretch. And what we can do here is we can lean on the outstretched arm. Try and keep your hand on your ankle. It's a very subtle stretch, very minute movement. And we're going to hold that for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then bring that hand from the ankle out to the top. And then the opposing hand is going to go right back to the ankle. Your outstretched arm is flush to the floor. And you're going to subtly lean into it. Subtly. So we get a nice deeper lat where the armpit meets the back stretch. Try and keep your fingers, your hand near your ankle, the opposing ankle. And the shoulder, just bring it down. And then relax. Put your hands up. So we're going to get on all fours now. Get on all fours. And then what we are going to do is bring one leg right up so that it's beside the hands that are flush, parallel on the floor. And from there, your trailing leg should be really flush back. And you're going to tilt on your fingers. So your fingers now are going to have you supported up. So your palms now are elevated and you've only got your fingers attached to the floor. From there, you're going to poke your trailing toes to the floor. And you are going to slightly leverage yourself forward with those toes. As you leverage yourself forward, you're going to feel pressure on your fingers, but you're going to feel your bent leg that it's out in front of you, on the side of you, even more deeply stretched. And you've got your arm flush to the inner side of the leg. Push it away for a deeper stretch. Push it away for a deeper stretch. Breathe in through the nose, expand the belly. Breathe out through the mouth. Breathe in through the nose, expand the belly. Breathe out through the mouth. Breathe in through the nose, expand the belly. Breathe out through the mouth. Breathe in through the nose, expand the belly. Breathe out through the mouth. And then gently flush your trailing leg back to the floor. Bring your bent leg out so that it's the lunged leg now. And that leg that was trailing is now in front of you. The leg that was on the side, that it was bent, is now outstretched behind you. You've got both your hands flush to the floor, and you're going to pivot your hands by the use of your fingers. So you're on your fingertips now. One side of your hand has got the foot right next to it. Your arm is now flush to that bent leg in front of you. That trailing leg, I want you to dig the toes into the ground, elevate your back leg, and then tilt it forward with your toes, so you're getting a deeper adductor and hip flexor stretch on the front leg that is next to your hands. And we're going to take a deep breath through our nose, expand the belly, breathe out through the mouth. Deep breath through the nose, expand the belly, breathe out through the mouth. Deep breath through the nose, expand the belly, breathe out through the mouth. Deep breath through the nose, expand the belly, breathe out through the mouth. Breathe out. Okay, from there, I would like you to stay in that lunged position, but now your body's going to go up. And what we are going to do here is you're going to bring your hands up and you're going to marry your fingers. So either way, you're going to interlock your fingers, so like hooks. So hook your fingers to your fingers above your head. So one of your palms is facing to the ceiling, one of your palms is facing down to your skull. And from there, you're going to lean forward through the hips and you're going to tilt to any side. And this is called the Samson lunge stretch because it's a powerful one. And then whilst you're on one side, you're going to tilt to the other side. Nicely tilt to the other side. Stretching that oblique, lat, quad, ham, glute, hips, all in. Outstretching the triceps, we'll go back in the middle. And then from there, we're going to change the legs over. So we go into the other lunge. Get your body upright. Once you're in the other lunge position, get your hands up, hook them together. Your arms should be straight now. one palm facing to the ceiling, one palm facing to your skull. Your body should be upright. You should be in a nice lunged position. You're going to lean forward through the hips, so you get a deeper lunge, so you get a deeper hamstring, deeper hip flexor, stretch, and you're going to lean to the side, any side that you want. And we're going to hold that stretch for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We go back in the middle, and then we stretch to the other side, which is going to be another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then what I'd like you to do is just get on your knees. Get on your knees. And what we're going to do is take a deep breath through the nose. Take a deep breath through the nose now. And then breathe out through the mouth. Now what I want you to witness is when you did take a breath through the nose, did your shoulders elevate? Because you're more concentrating on breathing from the lungs, getting it up to the chest as opposed to the belly. So think center of the belly. Think that's where the air is coming from. Take a deep breath from the center of the belly. And now you should have felt your shoulders just not do nothing. Just relax. Because your mind wants more oxygen than you're ready to give it. We don't want to do that. Just breathe as normal now through the nose, out the mouth. Make sure that it's coming from the center. Make sure that your shoulders now are just down, as if someone's pushing them down, but there is no pressure. So an imaginary force holding them down. Just breathe in through the nose, out the mouth. Take a few breaths, Nothing too deep, just take a few breaths. Practice this. Make sure them shoulders are not coming up. Right through that center. Just breathe in through the nose. Open up the belly. Breathe out through the mouth. Breathe in through the nose. Open up the belly. Come dead center. Dead center. So you're breathing dead center of your body. And then slowly make your way up. Slowly make your way up. And we're going to have one last supine stretch. One last supine stretch. Roll out the arms and then bring the knee up. Roll the knee over. Bring the knee up. Roll the knee over. So you're mobilizing those hips. That's it. So you're mobilizing those hips. We're going to do that for another 10 seconds. Alternate the legs. Bring the knee up, roll it over. Bring the knee up, roll it over. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sunday stretch has been flexed.